One of them could be perfect for you. If you're over 18, call the WWRL Soul Connection at 1-888-655-SOUL. That's 1-888-655-7685. It's easy to try today.
How to kiss a man. First, trim his mustache, then eat a baguette with him. Start on opposite ends and meet in the middle. Oh, most importantly, because no woman should have breath that smells like a medicine cabinet, reject that so-called meaty mouthwash that's still a little too medicine-y, and get scope. Its exciting tingle tells you it's killing millions of germs to leave your breath minty fresh. Oh, before you kiss, make sure his beret will not get in your way.
Get kissably close with Scope.
Let's get back to the memories. Let's get back to the music of 100% pure soul.
Day today at 718-899-7711. The radio legends are on the air, bringing their magic back to New York radio one more time. And Frankie Crocker's on your phone. I remember Frankie Crocker used to say, if Frankie Crocker's not on your radio, then your radio is not really on.
And it's still true today.
Indeed.
Ain't nothing changed but the date.
You can say hello to Frankie Crocker at 718-899-7711. Chuck Jackson. A lot of people already on hold.
Can we say hello?
Chuck Jackson also with us, and you can say hello to Chuck Jackson. He's going to be with us for a few more minutes as well. And remember, we're going to be giving away music packs from Legacy's Rhythm and Soul series throughout the day. It's a set of at least 3 CDs that have got everybody on it. We've got everybody: Blue Notes, Harold Melvin, The Intruders, Aretha Franklin, the best of MFSB, Billy Paul, a lot of folks as in that 3 CD set. And the music packs are yours from WWRL and Sony Music, Sony Legacy, to be more specific. 718-899-7711. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning. I'm real nervous right now, but I just wanted to say, my name is G-Man, right? And I do a hip-hop radio show on another station. And I wanted to say to Mr. Crocker that you've been a great influence for me in all the years I've been coming up and listening to your show and just to get into radio. And I just want to say thank you very much. And it, all the hip-hoppers out there, we owe one to you and to guys like you.
Hey, G-Man, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
I appreciate it. The cycle goes around. I'm sitting here looking at Chuck Jackson, who I have known since I was a teenager, working at the Apollo Theater. And sometimes when you work with people and you know them as friends, what they do is just what they're supposed to do. And I heard Rocky and Eddie talking about some of the young people out there now who are performers who should learn, or it's a shame that they didn't learn, what Chuck and his peers left us, and they didn't pick up on that. I don't want to say anything, but Chuck, how many hit records did you have?
23.
You had 23 hit records. And when was your last hit record?
Actually, Ray Goodman Brown gave me R&B hit in 1976.
Okay, so we can say 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Now, I know artists who were hit recording artists 4 or 5 years ago who you don't hear from right now.
Right.
But because Chuck had these records and it was going, but Chuck was a consummate performer. If he came to a show, he didn't need a hit record because you came to see this man sing. You knew he could sing, you knew he could perform. Didn't matter that he had a hit record. Rocky brought me into the business and I got into producing shows. And Chuck, Tommy Hunt, who by the way I had lunch with a few months back, he was in California, had lunch with him. Tommy Hunt, Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, Gladys Knight and the Pips, and the Isley Brothers are groups that you could bring in without a hit record and put them on a show, and there would be lines around the block. Now, this young brother who we're talking to, who is a hip-hopper, who says he got from me, I got it from Chuck, and those people, I pass it on to you. you pass it on to it and treat your craft like it is and not like some people want it to just making money for whatever.
No.
But get involved with it. I'm not saying you don't. Get involved with it, have it in your heart, and pass it on to some other young brothers, or before we know it, we're going to lose it. Because I see something that's a shame where I see young brothers shooting each other, gang banging on CD. And it's like we hate each other. And that's not the way it was. Whenever any artist back in the day, as it said, would come to town, they'd come to the Apollo Theater. It was like going home, because whenever you walked in, there was a respect and a love for another performer, and you were glad this other performer came by to see you, and you'd hang out. So if you went to another town and you saw that there was somebody appearing at another club or someplace, you'd have to go by and see them.
That's right.
Nowadays, you don't even want to go over that part of town because the knuckleheads are shooting and killing each other.
That's right.
That's, to me, that is the worst thing that has happened in this music business. And it's happened within our communities and in our culture.
Well, I'm trying to do something to change that, with my show.
I appreciate you calling WWRL.
Mr. Crocker, can I just tell you one more thing?
Quick now, quick.
Sure. When I was in college, and I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, by the way, I used to tape your show when you were on WBLS and study you, to improve myself as a DJ. So I just want to say thank you very much.
Okay, big up to the Qs, too. I know that. We've been close.
All right now.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You want to say hello to Chuck Jackson? You want to say hello to Frankie Crocker? You can do so at 718-899-7711. All you have to do is stay close to your radio.
For as far back as I can remember, my family has been getting together on Sundays at one of our apartments. My husband and I always wanted our own house, but we didn't think we could afford one. Then we heard about the FHA.
For over 60 years, the FHA has been helping people realize their dreams of home ownership.
My husband would say, we'll never have enough for a down payment. But then we found out with an FHA loan, we already had more than we needed.
With the FHA, your down payment could be as little as a few months' rent.
Just knowing that we own this place, that it really is our home, it makes us feel very proud.
To learn more, dial toll-free 1-800-CALL-FHA or ask any real estate agent or lender for details.
Now on Sundays, everyone says, let's go to Maria's house. That's so nice to hear. Maria's house.
FHA, we'll get you home.
To qualified buyers only. Closing costs and fees additional. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hey, sis, let's try this again. I'll do the dishes.
I wanna.
Okay, I'll take out the trash.
No, let me.
Sure is amazing what your kids offer to do when it's time for you to do some back-to-school shopping. But girlfriend, JCPenney has the brands they're begging you for. Like Paco, GX, and LEI. At prices you'll be thanking us for.
Then I'll get the vacuum.
Makes you wish back-to-school shopping came around a little more often, huh?
Hey, let me help. JCPenney, I love your style.
Where can you get big savings on the best paint and wallpaper money can buy?
Where to get it? Where to get it?
At your Sherwin-Williams store. We'll save on our finest interior and exterior paint.
Where to get it?
Save $5 a gallon on super paint, the paint that comes with a 20-year warranty. And save $2 to $4 per volt on select in-stock wallpaper during our price rollback.
Where to get it? Where to get it?
So, to get great deals like these, come to
Sherwin-Williams. Where to get it?
You can't teach entrepreneurism. The bug has got to be in you from birth. It requires a total commitment. It requires a sacrifice of your body, your mind, your soul.
Bill Howell is the president of Howell Petroleum Products, the first African-American company to distribute Texaco lubricants.
In 1985, Texaco made a decision to work with Howell Petroleum Products and Bill Howell because they felt that we had the capability and skills, the commitment level to become a successful business. So that's good for Texaco, that's good for our community, that's good for communities in Westchester or Los Angeles or wherever. Texaco exemplifies that new spirit in America. In fact, they're the company that's leading the way that is saying to the rest of America that it's a new day. Always work hard. And try to work smart, too, but work hard, and you can be successful. We are achieving success because of that ethic.
Texaco is proud to support the spirit of opportunity and entrepreneurship in communities across the country.
Now, back to the magic of 100% pure soul on the all-new 1600 WWRL.
WWRL's Legacy Day. The living legends in the studio all day long. You can be a part of it. You can say hello to Frankie Crocker. Chuck Jackson is on your phone. 718-899-7711. We're going to go back to your phone calls. Hello, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Bob Law. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm calling. This is Cynthia J., Bobby J's wife.
Yes.
I am calling because, number one, you have the man that I love there so much, Chuck Jackson.
Well, where is Bobby J?
Bobby J is somewhere in the house, I am assuming. This is my call because I am so thrilled. Frankie Crocker, who I was like just every other woman out there, was going to, just be standing outside the studio, and he was going to come out, and we were going to be the one that, he was going to talk to. and go away with, and Chuck Jackson, well, Chuck Jackson knows how I feel about him.
I'm not speaking to you.
But this is, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Don't even say it.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you and Bobby getting along today?
Yes. Today we are.
Okay.
But let me tell you, this is like, I'm telling you, I met, this year, we celebrated our 20th anniversary of being married, and I met Bobby J at RL. I go way back.
I remember that day.
This is like, yes, you
I remember
should.
you sneaking in the back door. Used to be able to get in the studio at the back door.
That's right. That's right. Coming in the back door,
I used to leave it open for you.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the couch and hearing the ghost of the owner walking through the building.
Right.
But this is like, let me tell you, this is like a comfortable pair of old shoes. It is so good to hear what was happening at RL. The Super 16 days, but to hear what's happening, the people that are out there because they're still talented, still have a lot to offer, the stories that Frankie Crocker is telling. I'm supposed to be working, and they keep faxing me from my office, and I'm saying, yeah, right. This is like, when you sit and watch the radio, I don't want to go to another room. I don't want to work on the computer because I think I'm going to miss something. Meanwhile, I'm listening, but you have to sit and watch the radio. This is absolutely so wonderful, Bob. Whatever, you did it today, and it can only get better. This is fantastic.
Cynthia?
Yes.
Thank you very much, darling. Are you online?
Yes.
Reach me at my website.
Oh, go ahead.
FrankieCrocker.com. Just meet me at FrankieCrocker.com.
Okay.
And you can reach me at Mr.
Everything. Oh, listen,
you know it.
I took that down the other night.
Hey, what's this Mr. Everything?
Mr. Hey, Bobby J.
Every radio.
Boy, you talking about being caught by the husband. We are.
Hey, Bobby.
Radio in our house is on.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby, I never will forget when we worked together, and I was so proud when it happened because you used to know, and you still do, names and dates of all those records.
Everything. Right.
And I told you at that time, I said, Bobby, if there ever comes a gig where you can do it, because I would say so-and-so and so. You say 1955, so-and-so and so-and-so. Did it here. Ever you do that, you did it. Hey, man, over at CBS, you the man.
Cooking. Thank you very much.
All right? And I'm proud of it.
Bobby J.
Yes, sir.
Would you hurry up?
Okay.
Get off the phone.
There. I got to put my pants on.
Put them on. Come on already.
I'll be there soon.
Come on already.
Good, Jackie Wilson.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, and I'm continuing to listen, and I know I'm speaking for everybody out there that will not be able to get through. This is the most wonderful day, and we look forward to it happening again, and I look forward to everybody else that's going to come on. It's a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now.
Thank
you.
Bye-bye.
You want to say hello to Frankie Crocker, Chuck Jackson. They're on your phone right now.
Well, hello. This is Sherry Sanifer.
Hello, Sherry.
Ooh, hi, Sherry.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I sent a fax to you guys.
Well, where is it?
Well, we got to go look at the fax machine.
Please do.
Hey,
Hello.
Sherry.
Play my records, please.
Sherry. Sherry.
Yes.
Are you online?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
I heard. I
Get to
talked
me.
to Bobby all the time, you know, occasionally.
Yeah.
But I wanted to let the audience know that as a young black woman starting out in the promotion field, how great all of you were and how much respect you gave to every woman that carried a record and how important that was because there weren't that many of us out there at the time. And if I'm sounding like I'm getting a little choked up, it's because I am. But thank you for such memories and such a fantastic time in my life and in the lives of other women that carried records up those steps after sitting in that
remember
chair.
that, right? You have to bring them up to the second floor.
Up to the second floor.
Yeah. A music director, Norma Pinella was music director, right? There was another music director when Frank was here.
Yeah.
No, when I was here, it was Rocky, and then Norma came in after that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I was going to get through. So let me say this on the air also, because there's someone that won't be there, as you well know, Jerry B. And I wanted to let you know that Jerry's tapes from when he was doing Soul at Channel 13 are now at the Smithsonian in Washington.
All right.
Beautiful.
Yes. Sherry, thank you very much for calling. I'm going to tell a little story about Jerry B. In a few moments, so if you stay with us, I think we have something to do right now.
All right.
And
Keep
then we'll
listening.
be back. So stay. I'm going to come back and address that thing with Jerry B.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I thank you for calling us.
Hey, take care.
All right. We've got some. We're going to break in here. Is that right? We're trying to stay on time.
New Yorkers are coming back to where it all started, reliving the magic of 100% pure soul, right here on 1600 WWRL.
Frankie Crocker's on your radio and Frankie Crocker's on your telephone. Chuck Jackson is with us, and you can join us at 718-899-7711. This is WWRL's Legacy Day. A lot of people on their way here, a lot of people joining us either in studio or on the phones. In a few minutes, the Soul Server joins us, as a matter of fact. We were talking, though, about Jerry Bledsoe.
Oh, yeah, Jerry Bledsoe. Jerry Bledsoe and I were fraternity brothers together. High school, we grew up in Buffalo, New York. And when I became a DJ at WFO in Buffalo, and I saw how good it was, I knew Jerry had these pipes. And I used to say, Jerry, Jerry's looking for a job. And I said, Jerry, come on out to the radio station with me. Jerry was so inhibited and bashful. Jerry used to sit back by the transmitter while I was on the air, and I'd say, come on, man, put up a record and learn how to do it. I was trying to show him what to do. And he got there and he finally learned how to run the board and the controls and play a record. And I'd open the mic. He wouldn't say anything. So I said, gee whiz, man, this guy's got great voice and everything. He's a friend of mine. He didn't want to do it. So somehow I left and I came to New York. And as it happened, I was leaving New York, and Jerry had gone to WFO in Buffalo after I left and took my place. And when Jerry came to New York, he hit big. Not only did he come in and take my place, he married my girlfriend. So, you have a guy that takes your gig and marry your girlfriend. Oh, my goodness, Jerry. And it's good to see Jerry because, and Jerry also took over my shot on TV. I had a TV show, the Electric Village over there.
Yeah.
He took that over, and all that stuff happened. Gary Bird came from Buffalo. It was Eddie, Frank Ward, who was the manager here. I had some good times here at this radio station. It was there and here. It was a career that I think is the envy of anybody I had, because I had the guys like Eddie and Rocky and Sonny Jim and all those people I was talking about to teach me. And I stole a little bit from each one of them. And Eddie used to always say, man, you can't steal. You got to have your own personality.
Let's talk about the candle.
So he wants to talk about the candle.
We're going to talk about the candle in a minute.
But that's getting into my own personality. And all this stuff helped me when I started WBLS. We started doing that.
You can be a part of WWRL's Legacy Day as we talk about some of the legends of radio, and we talk about some of the people who really made the magic happen. When we talk about reliving the magic, there really is a magic that we are in a position to embrace, relive. And one of the people who helped make the magic is a young man who was known as the Soul Surfer.
Hank Spann.
Good afternoon.
Hank Spann, how you doing? Hank Spann.
I'm fine.
How's everything out there in La La, man?
Well, it's a little after 10 o'clock. It's,
that means you ain't wanting to work yet, huh?
No, actually, I was telling Bob, I felt like this morning coming into the office that I was on my way to work. And, you know, to hit that 10 o'clock spot and, change announcers and that kind of stuff and get your stuff set up, I figured I'd get here about 15 minutes before 10.
There you go.
Minutes before 1.
You're late, man. You're supposed to be here. You work for me and work for anybody. You're supposed to be here a half hour at least before.
Right, show prep.
There you go.
Good to talk to you, Frankie.
Hey, man, how's everything?
Everything's great.
Give my love to your wife.
I sure will.
Chuck Jackson's on the line with us.
Chuck.
Hank.
What's up, my brother?
You are.
Oh, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
Last time I saw you, we were in D.C., and Cuba Gooding was there, and we was talking about the success of his son.
That's right.
Hank, O.J. is in here, too. We didn't want to forget him.
Eddie
Who's in
O.J.
Juice. O.J. Eddie O.J.
Hey, dude.
Hey, baby.
What's happening?
Now, I'm waiting on you.
Oh, man.
I thought I'd sneak back in here when I heard that you was going to be here.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about this conglomeration of situations and people and stuff like that, we've all been spending time, together, over the years, which is a great thing,
That's right.
To be able to maintain that kind of a relationship over the years showed that it was something special in the 70s.
It really was.
Different kind of people.
Now, you know what is so nice is everybody listening to this, you hear these voices.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. I'm sitting here, boy, I'm having a great time.
Yeah. There's a rule of thumb, that you're looking for air personalities, and you begin by saying that to begin with, they have to have a voice that sounds like it ought to be on the radio. And if that is there, then you look at all the other things. But you hear these voices.
Well, I think Eddie and Rocky touched it before about entertaining people. And, hey, man, the records weren't my show. My voice was the show.
Yeah. Well, I still want to know about the candles.
Oh, there you go. Well, they taught me that, if the record didn't happen, that you had to have something to say. You had to talk to people, and I guess we picked it up from Montague, from Eddie, from Sir Walter.
And people like Roger Jones.
And we did all that stuff, and we learned that, because we played our own records. We had to pick the record up and cue up a 45 while you're queuing up the commercials, while you're getting a bite to eat, while you had to run downstairs to the bathroom and come
and
back
answer
up
the phone.
and answer the phones and do everything you had to do. So if a record didn't fire, a cart didn't fire, you better have something to say, or you're out there. It was like at the Apollo Theater. If you went out there and somebody said something, you better have something to say, or they would cremate you right there on the stage.
The act wasn't ready to come on stage.
Right. I remember my first time going on stage when I first got to New York, and WWRL was hosting at that time the Apollo. You remember how we used to make our little side money.
Thank you.
And the first time I walked up to the Apollo Theater, I hadn't even been on the air yet. So that was like a charge for me, in addition to having to be backstage. And there was this little one cat who was really, like all on my jock, talking about, so you the new brother that's coming to town, you Hank Spann. And I'm saying, yeah. He said, let me hear your stuff. He wanted me to do my show for him right there.
That's New York.
That's New York, boy. They put your foot on the rock and you have to pat it.
You cannot come to New York. When you leave New York, that's an old cliche, but it's the truth. When you leave New York, you haven't gone nowhere.
Hey, man,
that's right.
We're talking about the legends and the MCs at the world-famous Apollo Theater. All of us in this room, I saw him at a convention down in Miami not too long ago. I saw King Coleman.
Oh, I've been thinking about
yeah.
Mashed potato man.
Mashed potato man.
Oh, yeah.
King Coleman could go at the Apollo Theater, and anybody said anything to him, he owned it.
That's right.
And he would cut them down in a minute. Well, I saw him And I did one of my first shows I did over at the Brooklyn Apollo Theater. And so some guy up top hollered out something to me, and I tried to pull one of King Coleman's thing. He said, "That's your ass when you get outside." So after that, I learned, you got to be careful what you say. And I said, I was afraid to go outside. I didn't know who the guy was. It just came from the top. And I said, that's the end of that. But it was...
that's one interesting thing about radio from the perspective that we all learned and so much love to do it, was that not only did you have to entertain on the air, but you had to entertain after you left the air.
Yes.
You're always available to people. You had to be available to people to make your thing work. You had to carry out that in-person thing, and being able to go to the Apollo Theater, MC shows at Madison Square Garden and places like that. It gave you an awful lot of chances to be in front of people.
You know, Hank, what I'm sitting here thinking, and it's so important to me, sitting here with all of these gentlemen of the microphone. See, when we would come to these towns or go into these cities and meet these jocks, we left. They were still there. Mm-hmm. So they were the celebrities.
Right.
We were the visitors. You guys were the stars.
Right.
Now, don't say that.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Chuck, now, you know good and well, they didn't come to see us. They came to see Chuck Jackson.
Yeah, but we left.
Yeah, but Chuck, you hitting on a real important part of what that all was about. Was when you got a chance as an announcer, a personality during those times, you didn't get hired just to go out and say, "Here's Chuck Jackson."
That's right.
You were hired to bring in X amount of people.
Every man.
That's right.
Because your fans were going to come see you.
That's right.
And that was what it was all about.
I always gave credit to the jocks that way, because they're not to play the record man, but to be the celebrity there for me when I got there.
Right.
Let me just do this. We have a couple of things we want to do. I want Frankie to do some of the things that you did on the air.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about a little cut in your strut, a little glide in your stride. I want to do some of that.
You know what?
And Hank, I want you to help us with that as well. Everybody in New York still talks about how you and Frankie used to go off the air.
Uh-huh.
But you all also had some openings. So I want you to just take a minute to just remember the openings. We're going to come right back, and we'll take some phone calls. We'll also hear Frankie Crocker. When the guy said, "Let me see your stuff," we'll let Frankie Crocker and Hank Spann show you their stuff. The music pack from the Legacy Rhythm and Soul series, a 3 CD set that includes music by everybody: the OJs, Harold Melvin, MFSB, the Manhattans, Aretha Franklin, the Intruders, Major Lance, everybody, LaBelle, the Treniers, OJs, plenty of music in this three CD set, and we'll be giving it away throughout the day. It comes to us courtesy of a friend of Hank Spann, a guy named Ray Harris, and Sony Legacy. In fact, you can you want to say hello? You can do so. You want to say hello to Frankie Crocker? You want to say hello to Hank Spann? They're both on your phone. It's 718-899-7711. You need to call me right now. The lines are clear for anybody who wants to say hello. 718-899-7711. Frankie, you were about to speak.
I was asking have you asked any of the guys what they're doing now, like what Hank is doing? Some of the people might want to know.
Good idea. Hank,
yeah.
What you doing?
Currently, I'm at Billboard magazine.
Out on the West Coast?
Yes, on the West Coast.
We want to point that out. Hank Spann lives with summertime all year round.
Actually, I live in Las Vegas.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not summertime. It's hot.
You can't go. I went to Las Vegas once and stepped outdoors.
But, Hank, you were vice president one time at the record company, Warner Brothers Records.
Yeah. Well, throughout the, it's interesting to be at Billboard because it's like you can't get away from music,
Mm-hmm.
I spent just about 8 years at Warner Brothers as vice president of marketing and promotions with my boy Ray Harris and Ernie Singleton, another legend from New Orleans radio. And, we had fun. We interfaced with a lot of great artists, Prince, Al B. Sure, my man, Big Daddy Kane, all those kinds of people that we had over there. Keith Washington, and just a number of great artists.
Was Shaka there while you were there too?
Yeah, Shaka came in. Shaka actually did her last album, not this one that she has out now. This set with 4 new songs on it. But she did her first album in a number of years with us, and it was a great opportunity to interface with these people. You know, talking to Prince, sit down talking to Prince and Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know, I can't forget Frankie. You know, being able to get Frankie Beverly to actually take his music and put a rap on it was something I consider one of my greatest achievements, because Frankie don't play that. And when he did Laid Back Girl, the little rap on that, you know, we thought we had to, you know, put him in the new mix a little bit, you know. But it's been interesting. Spent a lot of time, you know, at Warner Brothers and Reprise Records, and started as a regional, you know, general manager at
worked your way up.
Down in
because I didn't hear what Eddie was doing now. I didn't hear what Jeff Troy was doing now. I know Eddie was always he had a answering service.
Yeah, he talked about that. He still has the answering service, and I believe he's doing a kind of a blues show on the weekends now down in New Jersey. But Frankie Crocker, what are you doing?
I'm hanging out here with you.
Yeah, all right.
No, now that the last year, people here in New York know I was at WBLS. I'm not with them anymore, but I have 12 formats on the internet. Mm-hmm. And it's frankiecrocker.com, and if you're up there, go www.frankiecrocker.com, and I'm there all the time. You can also reach me there. And it's something new. I'm working now to, it's a new medium that we're going into, and I'm in negotiations now with some people to sell records through the internet. Mm-hmm. So whatever you hear, you can push a button, you can buy it, secured credit card, and it'll get to you the next day. So you can get it right like that. And it's brand new. I much feel like this when I first started FM. Mm-hmm. Everybody said, "You crazy going to FM," because FM means forget money. AM meant all the money. Mm-hmm. And the guy gave me a shot at LIB-FM. At the time, the Noviks owned it. And they said, "You do whatever you want." And I was so disillusioned with the way radio was going at that time, the color lines, the different categories, and I just started playing everything I thought was good. And so BLS was born. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing that again. I got a couple other things happening, possibly, hopefully, get a chance to program again in New York and do it that way. But I don't want to ever be bitter, but I'm angry. Mm-hmm. Manager wasn't really too good and did a lot of things that were detrimental to what was happening, and you know, you get into that, but I will never, people want me and they ask me to write a book or to talk about things, I will never, ever say anything bad about any of the people I've worked with, because it has allowed me to live very well.
And there were a lot of good times.
There are a lot of good times. A lot of things happen, and that's the way life is. It happens, and you have to go through it. So I brewed a little bit because I didn't really get the chance to do what I wanted to do the last time around. But maybe it'll happen again.
You can say hello to Frankie Crocker. You can say hello to Hank Spann. The phone number here is 718-899-7711. We're coming right back, I promise, to your phone calls.
You're working, earning a living, everything's fine. And then suddenly you just can't work anymore.
You have a physical or a mental illness.
You need Social Security disability benefits.
You need money for your rent, mortgage, food, the daily needs of you and your family.
Where do you start?
What if they deny you these benefits? What if they've already denied you?
The law office of Klein, Wagner, and Morris has years of experience in Social Security disability cases.
1-800-540-4320. That's 1-800-540-4320.
On the 8th floor at 71 Murray Street, near City Hall in Manhattan.
1-800-540-4320.
And for your convenience, in Westchester, Rockland, and Nassau counties.
1-800-540-4320 for a free consultation.
Klein.
18, call the WWRL Soul Connection at 1-888-655-SOUL. That's 1-888-655-7685. It's easy to try today.
Now, back to the magic of 100% pure soul on the all-new 1600 WWRL.
As promised, you're on the phone with Frankie Crocker and Hank Spann. Hello.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Yeah, this is William driving down on Flatbush Avenue, and I just wanted to commend Frankie Crocker and Hank Spann because I grew up listening to you guys, and I'm 45 years of age, so you know I'm really back in the day. And I want to also say that I would appreciate Frankie Crocker with the clarity of the payola thing, because that's something that's been somewhat of a misconception in African-American radio. And also because of the fact that people don't realize that Alan Freed, who, of course, for many, many years was caught up in that and was never really recovered from that again. So I'm in total appreciation of both of you, and I just wanted to say that to both of you.
Well, thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to get into it, as I said, with Eddie and talk to you about it. There's just some names that you can't say because some of the people are still alive.
I understand.
There is a person that who just celebrated a milestone, and it was all over the TV. And if you'll check out, if you go into it and do your homework, and you look at some of those early rock and rollers and some of their publishing, you'll find out who owned it, and you come to your own conclusions.
Yeah, I think it's very important, too, that these things be written down. We're so busy with oral interpretation. It's very important to write these things down. And even when you're writing a book, I know that certain names, but by all means, try to write it down.
All right now.
Okay.
Take care of
Okay,
yourself.
now, thank you for your call.
Thanks a lot, man.
Bye
Keep
now.
listening to WWRL.
All right.
Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
How are you, sir? Who's this?
This is Kareem Ali from New York. I used to go to school next door for 1 year in 1969 when, may she rest in peace, Sister Alma John used to educate me on our history. And I used to run and get coffee and stuff for Gary Berg and Al G when they was there, and Jeffrey Troy.
You went to the school next door to RL?
Yeah, Great New York St. Vincent's Academy.
It's still right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember James Brown had came in, there was talk about him buying the station, or trying to buy the station.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Listen, I want to ask Eddie O.J. a question.
Eddie O.J. is not here.
Oh, he left?
Just Hank Spann and Frankie Crocker in the studio with me right now.
Okay, does anybody know what happened to Al Granum?
Al Granum might be here later on this afternoon.
All right, because, you know, to me, he was the original poet or rapper.
That's what he said.
Yes, sir. And he's the one that really inspired me into poetry years ago. I've kind of, but somebody's trying to reach me.
Well, keep listening to your radio because we did talk to Al Granum, and he might very well be here this afternoon.
And I'm recording this, but would you have any tapes available for the public?
I don't know. See, there's so many people here that we can't. We can't own all of this. I couldn't. I'd have to work out a royalty deal with Frankie, Hank, Jeff, Bobby, Gary. It's better just not to tape it.
Okay then.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a nice day.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You can join us as promised at 718-899-7711. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm just calling, this is an old friend, colleague of some of the guys there, Frankie Crocker, Eddie O.J., Hank Spann there.
What's your name?
Who is this, Mr. Law?
This is Bob Law, but everybody's on the line.
This is Bob. Oh, I'm on the air, Bob?
Yes.
I didn't mean for it to go in the air, but this is J.D., man. I want to take my hats off to you and know you're doing well and kicking, man. It's really a pleasure to listen to you. I got you on my van out here. I got you on the air.
Good. You want to say hello to Frankie?
Yeah, all of you guys. I want to say hello to all you guys. I'm glad to know you're well and kicking, man.
Thank you, man.
We're still hanging in here.
All right.
It's good to hear your voice, my brother.
Thank you, Eddie.
That's Hank.
Yeah. This Hank?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Hank, hey, man. Okay, good. I just want to touch base with you guys, let you know I'm still around.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Doing my act, and y'all take care and stay strong, man.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
All right. You can join us. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is George Ward.
Speak a little bit louder, right into your phone.
My name is George Ward. I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
And it's nice to have this anniversary, but get back to Frankie Crocker doing those errands with that hot coffee or hot tea or whatever. I think it was Joe Bostic Sr. that was sending you across the street.
No.
Joe Bostic Jr.?
No. It wasn't here in New York. It was up in Buffalo.
Oh, see, well, you didn't clarify that.
I know. I when I started saying it.
You said when you were sleeping in the lobby and brother.
No, I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about that. And I got a couple of things I'm going to do. I only got another hour here, and I got a lot of stuff to do. But As soon as we can get a little bit of time here, I'm going to go over all that and clear it up.
You left yourself a little wide open there. All right. You're saying I was running errands for the brothers here in RL, and I said, well,
no.
It must have been Joe Bosick Sr.
All right.
No.
All right. We appreciate you calling us. Nonetheless, you can say hello to Frankie Crocker, Hank Spann, the Soul Server. But now, both of you had those names. Frankie, you were the Love Man.
I was a Love Man. I was Soul Brother Number Young. I was Soul Finger.
Agent 00 Soul?
I was in the 16. And here I was Soul Brother Number Young.
Okay.
Because of the Sweet 16 Soul Brothers. And that's something that I took from, there was two major stations. ABC was on the air, and it was very big. And then there was, I later worked for WMCA. ABC was the All-Americans. MCA were the good guys. And that was a time when Soul Brothers, what we were calling each other. So I said, hey, let's call each other the Soul Brothers. So we're the Sweet 1600 Soul Brothers. But how I started working here, and I want to get that in, is that I knew Eddie O.J. went to New York. And I left, when I got to school, I left Buffalo, and I got a job in Pittsburgh from Sonny Jim, who was from Pittsburgh. And I wanted to do something on my own to see how I could go out and do my own. So I went to Pittsburgh, took my first airplane and went to a convention in Chicago and saw the DJs. When I say the DJs, I meant the New York DJs. I saw the other DJs from around the country, but I saw the New York DJs. They were all dressed immaculately, all beautiful women at their table, and they were having a good time. Everybody was smiling, everybody was good looking, and I said, I looked at the DJs the rest of the country, I looked at the DJs from New York, and I said, I got to go to New York. This is where I want to go. I left my job in Pittsburgh, told me I had to go home for an emergency, drove up from Buffalo, 8 hours down to New York, saw Eddie, who was working here, met Rocky G. He sent me in with Rocky Bridges, who's still here, to go in and do an audition. I went in and do an audition. Rocky, the production guy, said, hey, he can do it, the kid can do it. So they tried to hire me, but Frank Ward wouldn't hire me because of my age. I was just too young. He wanted somebody more mature, somebody who had more experience on the air. So Eddie played sick, and another guy played sick, and so they were two men short, and they needed somebody to go on the air. So Rocky didn't want to work anymore, so he said, hey, Eddie's sick, why don't you go in and do it? I came in and did a radio program, and that's the way I got the job. He still didn't want to hire me. I had no place to go, so I camped in the lobby to get the job here because I really wanted to work here. So that's the way it started, and Rocky had me working part-time, had me working with him. And like I said, when I learned radio, I knew how to do just about everything because I had to. And that's the only way you can get hired then.
Hank Spann, I know that you were, we can say these names, y'all are still known by these names, but one of the names, of course, was the Soul Server.
The Soul Server was an interesting name. I think that came about from a good friend of Frankie and myself, Mr. Larry McKinley, where I started radio while I was going to Dillard University on a part-time basis, working on a Sunday night. I got an opportunity to do that. I don't know where it came from. Just one year I came back to school and started spinning records for all the fraternity and sorority functions, because I started with my frat Kappa Alpha Psi. I started spinning for all our functions. I don't know, it was like a transformation happened. Overnight, all of a sudden became a DJ and a host and an MC, and I started doing everything at college and got this shot over at WBOK to work on Sunday nights, and from there, man, it just really mushroomed. I owe a lot of credit and a lot of thanks and props go out to my brother Larry McKinley, Rollickin' Rick Roberts, who were like my mentors and brought me into the process. I actually went on to teach school for a year and do the radio on the side, and I tell you, the difference in terms of how I got respect from the students at Carver High School was all predicated on the fact that I was on the radio. Had I not been on the radio, I would have just been another teacher, and I'd have had to have one of them paddles in my hand all the time. But after that first year of school and then having a whole year working part-time and being involved in different things, and got a chance to work that following summer as a vacation replacement. And so I worked all the shifts and got to really know it and start hanging out at this place called Mason's, where all the record cats came in, and I started seeing all the things that were going on. And like Frankie said, there was a certain kind of an image, that you that made you react, and I kind of like that stuff.
I know. So I haven't even begun to tell my stories. I know indeed.
I'd like that stuff.
Yeah. We have to break. We're gonna come back, and as promised, I'm gonna come back to the telephones at 718-899-7711. All New Yorkers on the phone. So I got to take some of these phone calls. Everybody, stay close to your radio.
Before you go, Bob,
I got to take some of these phone calls. Everybody, stay close to your radio.
Before you go, Bob, I want to say thank you very much once again, Mr. Frankie Crocker, and of course, Hank Spann. Hank, I never got to meet you, but I did meet your son over in Teaneck, New Jersey. We used to play ball together over at Votee Park. Okay.
What kind of ball?
Oh, basketball.
So Hank, you have to see this guy. Now, how tall is...
I'm almost as tall as Bob Law.
How tall is Tony? How tall is Tony? 4 feet?
Yeah.
Tony takes after his mom. And Tony, he might not be 5 feet. But Jerry Finner is about
6'7".
6'7". 200 pounds.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much, man. I love you, man. But listen,
but compared to Tony,
we're going to go to some commercial breaks right now. But as of course of you and the rest of the air personalities that are going to be on today, we did have and we still do, hopefully, and we will bring back right here on WWRL Personality Radio, on the radio that was supposed to be and still will to become. Okay, so thank you very much. Crystal Holmes has the controls next. I'm Jerry Finner. It's been a pleasure sitting and listening to all the voices. So for Mr. Frankie Crocker, Mr. Hank Spann, and Bob Law, thank you very much for allowing me to share your airspace. And Frankie, I'm going to go out into the room right now. You're in the house, so you can have 2 pieces. Okay? And for Mr. Hank Spann, I'm going to take 2 steps to the rear and get myself out of here. Thank you very much. Okay?
Later.
Bye-bye.